Hey folks, today we're going to tie up a Sulphur Comparadun. This fly is easy to tie, floats well, and it catches fish, so that's kind of the holy trinity for me. And I'm going to start by securing my thread to the hook and wind towards the hook bend. I'm going to be splitting the tail on this fly, so I'm not going to trim the tag of the thread just yet. Next, I'm going to take my tailing material, and today I'm using pale yellow microfibbets, and tie it in just before the bend of the hook. After securing the tail with a couple wraps, I'm going to use that tag end of the tying thread to split the tail fibers. Pull the tag towards the front of the fly and secure it and the tail fibers by continuing to wrap towards the hook eye. Once they are secure, trim the excess. I'm going to continue winding forward and prepare a base for mounting the wing material. At this point, I like to spin the bobbin clockwise to cord the tying thread. This fly uses deer hair for the wing, which tends to rotate around the hook when you secure it to the shank, so a corded thread base will help prevent that. And I'm going to position the thread at about the 1/3 point of the hook shank where I want to mount the wing material. So I've got a generous bundle of stacked deer hair for the wing, and I'll size it to about the length of the hook shank. And next I'm going to mount the hair and take an initial, rather loose pinch wrap to start. Then I'm going to take 4 or 5 additional wraps to secure the wings with peak tension on the final wrap. And once I'm happy that the wing material is secure, I'm going to lift up the butts of the hair and cut as closely as possible and at an angle to help establish a tapered underbody. Then I'll take additional tight wraps covering up the remaining butts. I'm going to then bring the thread forward and go in front of the wing to begin building up a thread dam to stand up the wing close to vertical. And I'm winding the thread right up against that bundle of hair to force it vertical. And that looks pretty good. So now I need to dub the body, so I'm going to work the thread towards the tail and take the opportunity, if needed, to tidy up the underbody. I'm going to stop several wraps shy of the tail before I create my dubbing noodle. Now when I create this noodle, I'm going to leave some bare thread between the hook and the start of the dubbing. And when I start winding the dubbing, the bare thread gives me the opportunity to take additional wraps before the dubbing actually hits. So now I'm going to work the dubbing noodle towards the wing while creating a smooth body taper. I've got a straggler hair I need to take care of here. Looks like I'm running out of dubbing, so I'll need to redub. Okay, once I reach the wing, I want to start building up the thorax. I'll take a few crisscross wraps under the wing, and this is another opportunity to get that vertical orientation of the wing that you want. We started doing that earlier with the thread dam, so now we can fine tune it if needed. So I'm going to start to create the head of the fly, being careful not to crowd the hook eye. And then before we style the fly's hair a bit, I'll do a whip finish. Okay, the final step is to fan out the deer hair to give the wing an arc that will help support the fly on the water. And that's about all there is to the Sulphur Comparadun. I hope you found this video helpful, or at least mildly entertaining. There's a link to step-by-step instructions and tying materials in the description if you need them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.